All right, number 8 from the Chapter 5 homework. This problem says, Berkeley Trucking recently purchased a new truck costing $147,800. The firm financed this purchase at 7.6% interest with monthly payments of $2,100. How many years will it take for the firm to pay off this debt? Okay, well, the problems up until now, we've solved for the interest rate, we've solved for present value, we solved for payment, and we solved for future value. This one's going to ask us to solve for the number of periods, T in the formula, or N is the button on your calculator. Okay, so we're just going to plug in the information we've got and solve for N. The wrinkle here is, just like on the previous problem we looked at, number 7, that we've taken out a loan here, so we've got a positive present value of $147,800. We're making monthly payments, and it gives us the 7.6% interest rate. Okay, and again, it doesn't tell us otherwise, so we always assume it's an annual rate, okay, unless it specifically tells you that it's a monthly rate or whatever the problem's going for. But it's almost always going to give you an annual rate. So always, unless it tells you otherwise, always assume that it is an annual rate. So again, we've got a mismatch between the payments that we're making monthly and the rate that we're given, which is annual. We've got to match those two up. All right, so that's the adjustment we're going to have to make. All right, so let's look at our timeline here. What's going on is at time period 0, we get $147,800, right? And we take that to go buy the truck. The bank gives us this. And then each month, at the end of the first month, we have a negative cash flow, a cash outflow of $2,100 back to whoever we're paying the bank back, whoever we borrowed the money from. At the end of month 2, we pay out another $2,100. At the end of month 3, we pay out another $2,100. And that happens for how many months? We don't know. That's what we've got to solve for. Okay, but we're given the interest rate. We're given the present value, the payment. This is a loan, an amortizing loan, so the future value is going to be 0. We're going to pay this thing down to 0 with the last payment. So what we want to know is, how long is that going to take? Right? We're making monthly payments here, so when we solve for N, we're going to find the number of months it's going to take to pay off. So let's plug this in. I'm going to clear out my time value keys in the calculator and plug in what we've got. We'll start with the interest rate. It's 7.6% annually, right? But I'm making monthly payments, so I want to know what the monthly interest rate is. That guy's got to match up. So I'm going to take that 7.6 and divide it by 12. Okay, so 7.6 divided by 12 equals, okay, so it's 0.633% per month. And I'm going to store that as my interest rate per period, I over y. My present value, I'm going to get a positive $147,800 as my present value. I get that today to buy the truck. And my payment is, I'm going to have to pay out $2,100. So I'm going to make that a negative. And record that as a payment that's going out each month. Future value is going to be 0, because when we make that last payment on the last month, this thing's going to be paid off. And then we're going to hit compute N. All right, and we see 93.47. Okay, again, just a reminder, that is, we're making payments every month. We converted our interest rate to months. So when we calculate N, that's the number of months it's going to take to pay this loan off. It's going to take 93.5 months. Okay, what the problem asks for is, how many years will it take the firm to pay off this debt? Okay, so that's the number of months. We need to convert it to years, so we just divide by 12, right? Since there's 12 months in a year, that'll give us the number of years. So while that's on the display, I can just hit divide 12 equals, and it'll divide that 93.47 by 12 for me. And we can see that it's going to take 7.79 years to pay off that loan.